I'm from Katherine in the Northern Territory. My mob are the Duggaman and Mortimer tribe from up north. I study a Bachelor of Communication Design.
I've grown up in India and I'm currently doing my Masters in International Development at RMIT.
Grew up in Zimbabwe and I'm studying Economics and Finance.
I'm from the Netherlands, from Delft.
I come from Portland, a small town in country Victoria.
I grew up in a little town, it's called Ambo.
Yeah, I come from Syria and I've been here for 1 year.
So my background is Australian, Chinese, Vietnamese.
I am quarter Filipino, quarter Italian, a bit of Dutch and a bit of Spanish.
My dad's from an Indian background, mum's from South American background, so I've got a mixture of both.
Everyone's so different at RMIT. It's like its own little town.
Every time when I go to RMIT, I can see a lot of friendly face. The staff is very friendly, very helpful, and the student is very inclusive.
You know, I never felt like I didn't belong or kind of segregated from anyone. There's such a massive sense of community here and everything people do, so that's been a really good experience.
When I've gone to other universities, I don't really get that same feel that it hasn't got the same energy.
I feel like it's a community where everyone wants to support each other and you're not afraid to speak out. You have the freedom to be yourself, basically.
I think it's important to make friends outside of your own little bubble.
My friendship group at uni is just like a bunch of just people from everywhere.
Some of my friends are from Rwanda, from Japan.
Some from Europe, some from America.
Some friends that are Chinese, some that are Malaysian.
Some are from Spain, some are from England.
Medini, who's Sri Lankan, Shiara, who's Sri Lankan, and also Stephanie, who's Italian.
There's so many similarities between people, even though they come from, a range of experiences.
Diversity brings innovations, and diversity is the strength, it's not the weakness.
It's really important to a person's identity, but also it's just really fun to hear about. A lot of cultures are things so completely outside my scope of understanding, and it's really fascinating to hear about all these different traditions and foods and family relations that go on in other countries, in other cultures.
Seeing people speak Spanish on the phone to their mum, or going to see my friends' Bollywood dances and that sort of stuff is really cool to see.
I don't know, it gives you perspective. From that you can learn how to build yourself the way you want to.
You're more able to empathise with people from all over the world, and you might go to Asia, you might go to England, and having friends from those places means that you already have an understanding of them and you already have ideas of what their culture might be like.
When the university creates a space where students from different cultures can actually come and celebrate their cultures, I think the university is doing something right.
In my orientation, we had a Aboriginal welcome to the country, which was really nice to experience. And yeah, there's always different events going on that celebrate different cultures.
I know I've become definitely more accepting.
I become more open-minded.
I know that now I feel more comfortable talking to anybody now than what I did at the start, because it just prepares you for anybody.
Everyone's different, everyone's unique. No one should feel confined to be something they're not.
I do think RMIT has changed me and will change me for the good.
What we see at RMIT is the younger generation, and so when we see all these positive interactions, it kind of gives you hope.
We opened our doors in Melbourne 131 years ago with a promise to be a practical place of learning. Today, RMIT is a global university of design, technology and enterprise. We're deeply embedded in industry, our research is renowned, and we are committed as ever to preparing our students for the real world of life and work. This year, at campuses around the world and online, over 87,000 students choose to study with RMIT. Our students and staff come from every corner of the globe, and we celebrate our diversity. Because at RMIT, we focus on giving everyone the chance to be their best, create their future, and belong. And that's why, when we look ahead, we're excited about the possibilities. Today, we will graduate students from 82 countries. Let's give a round of applause as their flags fly in unison.
Gotta get a brand new experience, feeling right. Oh, don't try to stop, baby. Hold me tight. Outside, a new day is dawning. Outside, suburbia sprawling everywhere. I don't want to go, baby. New York to East California. There's a new way coming, I warn ya. We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around. We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Mr Tony Elwood, AM, members of Council, distinguished guests, graduates, families and friends. Kaiwan Babu, Joy Murphy Taridi Book, Liwik, Bagaruk, Woiwarang Wurundjeri, Balak. Hello, I'm Auntie Joy, Senior Elder of the Wurundjeri people. Tonight we presented a balm bearing, a cleansing ceremony for a new beginning. We come together on Wurundjeri country, on my father's traditional lands. I respectfully acknowledge all ancestors, elders and communities across this nation and neighbouring islands. And I acknowledge our staff of the Ngara Willem Centre for their support of our students. And with much pleasure, acknowledge our graduates tonight. Your leadership provides another layer of footprints for those who will follow you. We are so proud. We come from the oldest living continuous culture in the world. Our people living on country for thousands of years, practicing customs and nurturing country, have left us a legacy of resilience and immense pride. People who sustain themselves for such a long time have to know the land, the sky, the waterways, the animals, and all creatures. They knew when and where to travel in seasonal cycles on country. They were academics in their own right. All that was taken from the land was given back to sustain all and respectfully pay thanks to the earth, our mother, for the given gifts. Much of this country is now covered with asphalt and concrete. Country is no longer rich and strong. Australia's animals and birds are more in danger of becoming extinct and have little or no homes. You and I know this ravage must cease. Together with your specialist skills and our cultural knowledge, let us experience together to how we can make a difference. Let us at least maintain what we have and possibly improve the living conditions for all life on this planet. Right now, though, graduates, this is your time to celebrate your success and hard work in achieving your ambition. Your dedication and commitment over many years is a significant milestone in your life. Congratulations, and may all your dreams come true. In the spirit of our custom, we accept the gift of a gum leaf on your behalf. Accepting this gift means that you are welcome to everything from the tops of the trees to the roots of the earth. This means we now become linked symbolically to honour the spirits of our ancestors and their legacy, continuing to care and nurture the land. Many thanks to RMIT University for acknowledging our community and participation on this important and special occasion, celebrating the academic excellence of the class of 2018. Women Jakar, Wurundjeri Balak, Yemen, Kundibek, you are most welcome to the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people. Thank you.
Chancellor, members of RMIT Council, honoured guests, staff, graduates, family and friends, good afternoon everyone and welcome to the RMIT University 2018 Victorian graduation ceremony right here in Marvel Stadium. I'm Martin Bean, your very proud Vice-Chancellor and your MC for today's ceremony. First, a warm thank you to Auntie Joy for your wonderful welcome to country. It's always an honour to start these proceedings with the blessings of the traditional custodians of the land we gather on. Relationship with First Nations peoples is profoundly important to us at RMIT. And Auntie Joy, it's a privilege that you could join us to celebrate the achievements of our students. It means a great deal to every one of us here today. Thanks also to the extraordinary One Fire dance group, our didgeridoo artists, and of course, the amazing Uncle Ron. I am proud to be on the ancestral lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations, and on behalf of the university, I'd like to personally acknowledge the people of the Woiwurrung and Boonwurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nations, on whose unceded lands we conduct the business of our university. We respectfully acknowledge their ancestors and elders, past, present, and emerging. We also acknowledge the traditional custodians and their ancestors of the lands and waters across Australia where we conduct our business. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our special guest for this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in welcoming back Jessica Malboy. Jessica is one of Australia's most successful female artists with countless worldwide hits. Acclaimed singer, actor, and multi-award winner, she continues to expand her stellar career and go from strength to strength. Jessica and her family are very proud Kukuyulanji people, and we are so happy to have her with us today to celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big warm welcome back to Jessica. Now, can I please ask everybody to stand as Jessica sings our national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've gold and soil and wealth for all. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, our beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strength, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for that inspiring rendition of our national anthem. It's great to have you back. I'm delighted to announce that Jessica will be sticking around for a very special graduation performance immediately after the formal ceremony concludes. So don't go anywhere. Stay firmly in your seats, and when the last of the certificates has been presented, join us on the field for what I know is going to be an amazing RMIT experience. Graduates, you come together from every corner of the world. Some of you made RMIT your first step straight from school. Others came after travel adventures or the world of work. No matter how or when you joined us, you all shared a desire to learn and a desire to succeed. What united you was a determination to gain the knowledge and experience to prepare you for your life and career. And that's exactly what you've done. You're about to stand as a graduate of this great university, and that's quite an achievement. It's taken commitment, determination, tenacity, and at times sacrifice. Success can be measured in so many ways. And as you celebrate yours today, I want you to ask yourself this: what will your success look like tomorrow? Winston Churchill once said, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Many lifetimes since those famous words, my own life has taught me that he was bang on. That's why it's courage I wish for you today, because I can tell you that your success will not lie in this one proud moment, nor in the celebrations that follow, nor even in the moment when you land that perfect job you dreamed about night after night as you studied. Your success will lie in the moments when you stumble, in the moments when you doubt, in the moments when you have to draw on the inspiration you feel as you stand here today, fueling your determination to pick yourself up and take the next step. It's in those moments when everything you've learned at RMIT will count. We all have a story, and the most successful, the most exceptional, don't tend to be the standard linear narratives. My own story was pretty unorthodox. I was a wanderer. I explored the world. I ran student bodies and developed a passion for different cultures and different people. Along the way, I realized I needed a degree to achieve my goals. As some of you here this afternoon know, it isn't easy going back to university as a working adult, but I've got to tell you, it was the best career investment I've ever made. It taught me that I didn't know it all, and more importantly, I never will. It taught me to listen and be delighted by the ideas of others. It taught me a truth about the history and amazing culture of our First Peoples, which has enriched my life in knowing my country and my relationship with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. It taught me to collaborate with humility as well as with energy. It taught me that a degree is just the beginning of a lifelong journey. And it taught me that I will always be stronger if I'm part of something greater than myself. And that's why I love being part of RMIT. Today, you join a diverse and far-reaching global network of over 400,000 alumni, living and working in over 130 countries around the globe. As the world of work changes, alumni networks become more and more important because there's nothing quite like staying connected to those you've shared so many rich experiences with. Today, I invite you to join Network RMIT. It was created to help you share your memories, connect with your fellow graduates, and reach out to other alumni as you grow your professional network and move through your career. When you look around this stadium, you can see that behind every graduate is a network of support. To all your parents, partners, family, and friends, thank you for the support you've given our amazing graduates. Let's give all of them a huge round of applause. Graduates, let your RMIT graduation be your launch point. Let it be this moment you look back on throughout your life as a point where your potential was defined by passion, determination, and an excitement in new beginnings. There's no doubt you're entering a brave new world, and we're proud we've given you the confidence, knowledge, skills, and connections you need to succeed. Just remember Churchill's words: success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Graduates, stay connected and walk life together. Turn to each other, turn to your support networks of family, friends, and colleagues as you continue your great journey of learning. In that connection will be your courage, and in that courage will be your success. Thank you. It's a privilege to share your celebration today. Every year, universities award honorary degrees to exceptional individuals who've made an outstanding contribution to the wider community. It's with great pleasure that I now invite Professor Paul Goff to introduce our honorary doctorate recipient for 2018.
Chancellor, it is my pleasure and privilege to present to you Tony Elwood, AM, whom RMIT Council have admitted to the Doctor of Arts honoris causa.
Tony Elwood, AM, is a leading figure in the Australian arts sector and director of the National Gallery of Victoria, the NGV. He began his career as an Aboriginal art coordinator, working at Warrangari Aboriginal Arts in Kununurra. He then worked as a curator at the NGV, specialising in major international curatorial projects. He was director of the Bendigo Art Gallery, Deputy Director International Art at the NGV, Director of the Queensland Art Gallery and the Gallery of Modern Art, prior to returning to the NGV as Director in August 2012. Under Tony's stewardship, the National Gallery of Victoria has become the most visited gallery in Australia. Tony is unafraid to test boundaries, and through a series of blockbuster exhibitions, he has made the NGV an exciting and accessible part of the community. He has overseen many significant exhibitions in Australia during the past decade, including in 2010, 21st Century Art in the First Decade, a year later, Surrealism, the Poetry of Dreams, and Matisse, Drawing Life. Portrait of Spain, Masterpieces from the Prado, and Monet's Garden followed in 2012 and 2013, and then at the NGV from 2013, Melbourne Now, then the fashion world of Jean-Paul Gaultier, Van Gogh and the Seasons, and the House of Dior, 70 years of haute couture. And this year, the inaugural NGV Triennale. He has also written and edited numerous publications and articles. Tony has been on several state and Commonwealth boards, including the Visions of Australia Committee, Museums Australia National Board, Victorian College of the Arts Board and Academic Committee, the Art Exhibitions Australia Board and the Japan Australia Foundation Board. Tony was also on the selection committees for the 2005 and 2009 Venice Biennales. Tony was appointed as a member in the General Division of the Order of Australia in 2018.
Chancellor, I present to you Mr. Tony Elwood, AM.
To Auntie Joy Murphy, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly humbled to be here today. Some of the values that I've most deeply carried in my life and career are to be adaptive, passionate, people-focused and not afraid to take a risk. Even if I must admit to you today, I haven't always felt brave at that actual time. As I accept this humbling acknowledgement today, I unconditionally believe that these traits are also reflected by RMIT, an institution that I've admired for many years and that I am so appreciative of this recognition. It's a true honour to be associated with a university that demonstrates some of the greatest leadership values that I've seen from a tertiary institution. To be an alumni of RMIT is to be in a class of leaders and also innovators. For me, the value RMIT has placed around art and design has made this particularly humbling. And on this occasion, it makes me reflect quite deeply about the purpose, I believe, of creativity in the life of every person, no matter your age, cultural background, social status, or any other categorisation that might exist. I've tried to use my career to advance the understanding of and acceptance for art and design in our daily lives, whether this be by helping to build quality collections that people can visit in our public museums any day, or sharing art and design from Australia and around the world through exhibitions and publications, or trying to keep up with how the latest technology can be utilised by museums as a fertile testing ground to convey the relevance of art. Over 30 years ago, I was drawn to the area that now occupies my professional and personal interests, but I could never have imagined just how vital a role our creative culture would play in enriching lives and challenging our thinking. As our world changes and at times becomes more volatile and uncertain, not only do we learn about ourselves and the complexity of our society through creative experiences, but we also get to be challenged by new ways of seeing the world by some of the bravest people in our community. Creative people are great agents of change. They have their eye on the future, both socially, culturally, and artistically. I had no idea 30 years ago that one day we could merge technology with art and design to create some of the most transformative platforms for today and also for tomorrow. I've been constantly amazed at how RMIT has led the charge in this space and been open to evolving and collaborating in ways where it may not seem to be the most apparent at the time. Being adaptable and willing to expand beyond known or accepted boundaries will be the key to many future careers. We've all seen in recent years the merge between creative and scientific disciplines. Therefore, if I have any key messages, it would be to remain open to all opportunities and never fear taking risks. The greatest innovators are people who've been prepared to think beyond the mainstream. It may sound like a cliche to many, but the reality of settling into a career means it can sometimes be a lot easier to just allow your day-to-day to consume you and to sustain you. I have to admit, had I done that, I would not be leading the National Gallery of Victoria today. There have been countless times in my career when I've been told that a creative idea was no good, often because it was not tried or tested. This makes no sense to me at all. I've experienced being told that an exhibition idea had too much political risk and it turns out to be the most attended exhibition in our history. Or at the other end of the spectrum, that too much beauty would lack credibility. As I grew more confident with my profession, I grew to trust my instinct and the community that I serve. We live in a diverse community that likes to be intellectually and creatively challenged. People have inquiring minds and a capacity with far more information than we often give them credit for. This is a community that challenges stereotypes and doesn't tolerate mediocrity. I must also say it's a community that empowers those who want more, who are prepared to stick their neck out and who want to make a difference. When I graduated and started to embark on an artistic career, many people close to me told me it would lead to nothing. Do it as a hobby should be the title of just about every creative person's biography of my generation. But creative people today are in high demand and will be critical for Australia's future growth and global success. Here today you have the most wonderful foundation behind you, but please remember that learning is for life, that we must keep asking questions and continue to develop professionally. If I ever wonder that my work is making an impact, I step out into a gallery space and see the wonderment of on the face of a child or a first-time visitor who made their way across the threshold of the museum seeking to understand their place in the world through art and design. This is what keeps me going, and I'm thankful for the opportunity for this every day. I hope that every one of you finds a career that is equally as fulfilling. Thank you again to RMIT for bestowing this incredible honour upon me. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Your ongoing contribution to the arts inspires all of us. And on behalf of RMIT, thank you. We're absolutely honoured to have you join our community as an RMIT graduate. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Please join me in welcoming the Chancellor of RMIT University, Dr. Ziggy Switkowski, AO, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Education, Professor Belinda Tynan, and Academic Registrar, Ms. Connie Molino, who will take us through the conferring of degrees, diplomas, and certificates.
Okay, everyone, we've now reached the part of the ceremony that matters the most, the bit where you graduate. As your Deputy Vice-Chancellor Education, I'm going to declare that you've completed all the requirements for your degree, your diploma, or your certificate. And the Academic Registrar, Ms. Molino, will present the list of your names to the Chancellor. He'll take the list and on behalf of RMIT Council will officially confer your award. And just like that, you'll go from being a student yesterday to being a graduate when you arrived, to being a qualified graduate of RMIT University with all the opportunity and responsibility it entails. The words we use, like the robes you're wearing, are similar to those in graduation ceremonies in the Western tradition for centuries. So while the skills and knowledge you take away will equip you for 2019 and beyond, The thread that binds you to generations of students who went before you is very strong. As you move forward in your careers and forge new paths, remember from time to time the thinkers and doers who first opened the way in your area of expertise. Today's students benefit from a vast heritage of learning, and as graduates you leave, not as individuals, but as a group. And this is really important. You've now joined the RMIT family, a trusted global alumni. With the perspective you've gained from those who went before you and those who you've learned alongside you, it is now your turn to share your skills generously and experience how much greater your potential is when you reach out and not in. Because today is not an end. In every sense, it's just your beginning. We've moved a long way from a once-only degree and a job for life. You're going to change jobs many times. Your career will pivot more than once, and there's no doubt you'll return to skill up as your chosen fields morph many times over. There are jobs out there that we're yet to imagine. Still, even as we stand here, immersed in the greatest period of change history has ever seen, there is something at the very heart of learning that is age-old. It's about people and it's about connection. Consider this. The 2018 NAIDOC theme was, "Because of her we can." It was a celebration of the rich and often unspoken history of the First Peoples women. Among their achievements, these women tell the stories of their people, and they continue to do so. And in so doing, they pass on knowledge, and because of this, knowledge deepens, evolves, and survives. This first-hand experience of learning is meaningful today as it has been for thousands of years. Enhanced by all our advances in technology, the moments of knowledge creation between people are still the most potent, whether face-to-face or more so in our increasingly connected society. So let's pay tribute to the first people of all nations who held the learning of their culture, who knew its richness, and who were the guardians of wonderful rituals like the kind we are here part of today, and the knowledge that helped these communities to thrive. I encourage you to take upon your own selves to be creators of knowledge, lifelong learners, and educators in your own communities, because through education come freedoms of so many different kinds. Graduates, would you please stand for the conferring of degrees, diplomas, and certificates? Chancellor, I certify to you that the candidates presented here today and the candidates whose names appear on the list for award in absentia have fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the named awards of the Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology, and they are entitled to be admitted to the rights and privileges of these awards.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of RMIT University, I admit the duly authorised candidates on this list, both present and absent, to the appropriate degree, diploma or certificate of RMIT University and to all the rights and privileges of graduation. Congratulations to our new graduates.
Graduates, please be seated.
It's an honour to be here today as the Chancellor of this iconic institution on a typically warm Melbourne afternoon in December. It is my pleasure to be the first to congratulate all the graduates at this moment. If this is your first time from graduating from RMIT, welcome. Welcome to our worldwide alumni network. Stand tall when you walk out of here today because the community that you joined is a truly impressive one. To those for whom this is a second or even third return to study, congratulations on picking up the baton of lifelong learning. It's incumbent on all of us. Today, our career is a continuum. It's a continuum of on-ramps, off-ramps, refuelling points, and a raft of signposts and choices. And there is no better place to ready yourself or to re-ready yourself than at RMIT. It is a truly unique institution. Especially, I believe, our connection with industry and the changing world of work is unparalleled. Everything about the RMIT experience is designed to prepare you for life and work and give you the skills to create real-world solutions. It's practical, it's strategic, it's reality. RMIT was born from the need for practical workers with in-demand skills. Our mission remains the same 131 years later, although today we educate many thousands more than those first 600 who started here in the 1880s. Extraordinary growth, exceptional relevance, and remarkable people. That's how I'd explain the success of this great university, and long may it continue to flourish. Likewise, your own lives and your own careers. May they grow, may they flourish. There is no doubt that you've earned the right to be here today, and you stand on the very best possible foundation for success. So, as you celebrate today, remember that you're ready. In fact, you're not just ready, you're RMIT certified ready. You're heading for a changing world. You're equipped with a creative perspective to handle your future. Tony Elwood has emphasised that, and I hope you've got the resilience and the optimism to embrace what lies ahead. My advice to you, be poised for unrelenting change, be prepared to question the status quo, and above all, find your way to make a contribution. The RMIT legacy is that through skilled hands and cultivated minds, we can change the world for the better. I believe this to be as true today as when we first opened our doors in 1887. You're now part of this legacy. Enjoy this proud day. And speaking of proud, like the Vice-Chancellor, I'd like to pause for a moment and acknowledge the contributions of all of the parents, family members, partners, friends, and RMIT staff here tonight. There's no doubt that this journey of education requires that sort of ecosystem of supporters. It is a lifelong process, and it takes a village to allow that to happen. So thank you to all of you. So to everyone again here, graduates, alumni, educators, support networks, this is your moment. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor. The presentation of certificates will now take place at each college stage around the stadium. As exciting as today is for all of us, I'd like to ask graduates, friends and family to please stay in your seats until the end of the ceremony. We have thousands of you here, and it's important we give everyone, from the first to the last, the respect they deserve for their big moment. Once the last graduate is presented with their certificate, there'll be plenty of time to celebrate together on the field as we serve refreshments and enjoy Jessica's wonderful performance. I'll now introduce the schools on each presentation stage whose 2018 graduates are being recognised. Feel free to make some noise as I make my way around the stadium. On the main stage, we have our doctoral graduates to be presented by our RMIT Chancellor. Yeah. On stages A and B, the schools of Science and Vocational Engineering, Health and Sciences. On stages C, D and E, the School of Engineering. Who would have thought? On stages F and G, the School of Health and Biomedical Sciences. On stages H and J, the Schools of Accounting and Graduate School of Business and Law. On stage K, the School of Business, IT and Logistics. On stages L and M, the Schools of Economics, Finance and Marketing and Vocational Business Education. On stage N, the School of Management. On stages P and Q, the Schools of Media and Communication and Property, Construction and Project Management. On stage R, the School of Architecture and Urban Design. Now wait for it. On stage S, the School of Fashion and Textiles. On stages T and U, the Schools of Education and Global Urban and Social Studies. And last but not least, on stage V, the Schools of Art and Design. Graduates, family and friends, the official presentation of the testimonies will now commence. you and congratulations to all of our amazing graduates. Big round of applause. What more can I say? This has been quite simply an absolute privilege to share this day with all of you. Let me finish with a classic Marvel superhero quote. Iron Man famously said, "Heroes are made by the path they choose, not the powers they are graced with." To all of you, I'm inspired by and so proud of your achievements, and I wish you all the best for the future, no matter what path you choose. Please join me on the field to enjoy the entertainment and refreshments. Thank you.